Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. Elders and the people of Ile-Ife, including the Oni of Ife, is rumored to have declared Ife under spiritual siege, spiritual attack. Their voices thick with dread and urgency after powerful Ifa priest uncovered a grave sacrilege that has shaken the ancient city to its very foundation. It was revealed through intense divination that someone, driven by desperate scheme, had entered the, sacred Ọgbà Àtàrẹ shrine carrying blood. In Ile-Ife, this is not just a minor violation of custom. It is a wound, ripped straight into the spiritual heart of the land. It is the sort of taboo that not only offend the ancestors, but also summon their wrath upon the living, threatening to dry up blessings from the soil and scatter doom across the kingdom. And that is something that somebody had the audacity, the animal bugosness. In fact, I don't know, they equeremekwe to go and do because of desperation, because of the fact that they do not want, elders to continue to sit on this immunity removal. I remember sometime last year when I told you people, I remember coming here to the same channel to tell you guys that you see these women, to remove them from that palace it will be easier for a camel to pass through the eye of the needle than removing these women from that palace. Royalty is thick, and it's the Oni of Ife's royalty is real African royalty, deep African royalty, okay? And it's not those kind of common royalty that will make you can do anything. It's not Kabiyesi alone that makes the decision. They are kingmakers. People made him Oni of Ife. They sit together to make certain decisions. They say these women will fight, but where people are happy right now is that it's beginning to look as if their focus has changed. Their focus has changed from Queen Naomi, and now they are fighting the throne directly and fighting the Oni of Ife directly. And one reason why you see these women are so strong is because they have allies who are strong members of the throne. They are not commoners. They are very strong members of the throne, decision makers, people who say sit and people sit. And that is why you see they have the kind of power that they have. And if you think that Kabiyesi can stand one day and remove this power, Kabiyesi, to remove these women, let me say this again before you people get angry with me again. Remember how I told you. If you study the laws and tradition of Ile-Ife, you will understand that things are not as easy as you think they are. You see, to remove these women, to remove that immunity would be as serious as it was to get Naomi back into the life of the Oni of Ife. But however, that is not what we are talking about now. Now they are beginning to see that Naomi is not their problem. They have bigger problems. You see, the problem has been shifted from Naomi returning back into the life of the Oni of Ife because they now know that the woman has already returned. There's nothing they can do anymore. They can't even frame her up. They can't lie against her because the other time they were able to lie against her because she was in the palace. Right now, she's not close to them, no space, nothing. They don't have access to her. So what do you want to say Naomi did this time? Naomi said this or did not say that, or pass a terrible remark about the Oni of Ife like they did the other time. You can't even say it because Naomi is not giving you access to her or anybody. So now the fight is being redirected to the throne itself, and somebody has done just this, and Oni of Ife has declared Ile-Ife under intense spiritual attack, which is the siege that we are talking about. Ọgbà Àtàrẹ shrine, as I told you earlier, is an inner sanctum with the palace grounds, a place considered the very dwelling of ancestral spirit that empower and legitimize the Oni of Ife's reign. This chamber is so sacred that even the highest chiefs only approach it after rigorous purification rite. The spirit within are believed to be guardians not only of the royal stool, but also of the destinies of the entire Yoruba race, whose cradle, Ile-Ife, is known to be from the time of Oduduwa strict laws have governed this shrine. No blood, water from violence, sacrifice, and all of that. I've told you all that. So when the Ifa priests began to notice troubling pattern during their routine consultation with the Oni of Ife, it set alarm bells, ringing. They had gathered originally to guide the king through the delicate process of stripping certain Oloris of their traditional immunity, a move that has already generated weeks of palace unrest, but as they threw their Okpele chain and broke kola nut, they saw disturbing signs. The Okpele fell in a tangled cross position. Kola nut cracked on only one side, and the sacred rooster refused to crow at dawn. All these are ominous sign in Yoruba spirituality. Digging deeper, they perform an extended series of incantation calling on Orunmila to unveil the hidden, cancer plaguing the palace. And it was then this horror emerged, that someone has secretly entered Ọgbà Àtàrẹ shrine, carrying, blood. The person did that deliberately to take away Oni of Ife's focus from the immunity remover. But however, this plan has backfired spectacularly. Instead of derailing the immunity removal, it has united the elders in fierce outrage. The very custodian of tradition, who were once soft, buying time or whispering about compromise, are now insisting that this new abomination prove the palace must be cleansed, not only spiritually but also politically, by stripping away the immunities of these Oloris whose circles have caused such catastrophic disgrace. The Oni of Ife, known for his measured patience, has sworn in the royal courtyard that, come May, the process will not be halted. His words were thunderous, declaring that Ile-Ife throne would never bow to terror or manipulation, or whoever orchestrated this insult to the ancestors would be exposed and publicly disgraced. The consequences of not addressing this abomination are terrifying. The elders have warned that Ile-Ife stands at the edge of a cliff. If the shrine is not urgently purified, the land itself could revolt. Farmers would find their yams barn mysteriously rotting, and cassava field turning black overnight. Rivers could dry up or become choked with dead fish. Children might wake, up with strange fever that no medicine can cure. Women would face repeated miscarriages, and warriors might lose their courage in the face of minor trade. And this happens to be what happens when things like this happen. That's happened in the past, because the severity of the pollution, the traditional law mandates an extraordinary, because of that, the severity of the pollution, the traditional law mandate extraordinary cleansing, which is what they're about to do now. But for those who thought that they thought well by doing this, they haven't done themselves any good, because this is making the issue of immunity even worse. I'm going to bring you more updates. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.